Welcome to another episode of Super B MMA, hosted by me, your host, Super B, also known legally as Fernando Ramirez, which I'm pretty sure you can find somewhere out there. But anyways, I'm here to cover UFC 196. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz and Holly Holm versus Miesha Tate. I won't cover the rest of the card because I really don't care about Diego Sanchez, any of the Millers, or any of that. Great, entertaining guys, but just not worth the video time, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to watch a 20-30 minute video regarding them. So let's start off with the co-main event of the evening, which is Holly Holm versus Miesha Tate, which should actually be the main event of the evening since Holly Holm is the only one defending a title that night, and traditionally the champ gets the main event spot. So Conor McGregor, being the UFC 145-pound weight division champ, is not defending his title in his 170-pound fight against Nate Diaz, but still getting that 5-round fight, which is actually a thing I'm going to cover later. So let's go back to Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm. Who do I predict for this fight? Well, this fight comes down to styles. This is an awesome fight because they're both complete opposites of each other. You have one person, Holly Holm, who's a master stand-up fighter. She has the reach, she has the kicks, she has the punches, she has the pedigree, former boxing world champ, best footwork, best control the cage, everything. No one is better than Holly Holm as stand-up at her weight division. And then on the other side, you have Miesha Tate, who's a master wrestler. She could take anybody down. She's good at keeping people down. Not every single time, but when it comes to the women's division, she's one of the best at what she does. And what she does is she takes people down and she grinds them out for the win. Ground and pound sometimes, even now and then throws in a submission. It's not part of her whole repertoire, but she still does it. Do I expect it this time? No. She's one of the alpha males. You know, once an alpha male, always an alpha male. They go for the necks. If the submission's there, they take it. They don't set up. They don't go for it. So who's going to win this fight? Well, it all depends on who had the best strategy and who sticks to the strategy. This comes down more to corner versus corner. Who came in with the best game plan? Is Holly Holm going to be able to go in there and control the distance, control the pace? She's going to be able to be elusive, strike, move around, work angles, have Miesha Tate have to rearrange, come at her from different angles. Or is she going to stand still? If she stands still in front of Miesha Tate, Miesha will catch her. She will take her down and she will grind her out. That's what she does. I'm not going to get in too much detail over this fight because, you know, it could go either way. But I'm going to go with Miesha Tate. I'm not too sure about it. Everything points towards Holly Holm winning. Everything. But I'm going to go with my gut, and it's a pretty big gut, as we all know. I'm going to go with my gut on this one and pick Miesha Tate over Holly Holm. I think Miesha's going to go in there. This is her last chance she gets at a world title shot. Last chance. UFC set this fight up wanting Miesha Tate to win too. They know style-wise that she matches up well against Holly Holm. They want that belt off of Holly onto Miesha, so Ronda Rousey can get that title shot against Miesha Tate once again and put the belt back on her. They know there's no way in hell that Ronda Rousey will ever be able to defeat Holly Holm. Miesha Tate, though, she matches up against perfectly. But I think they might be right on this one. Miesha Tate goes in there, grinds her out, and gets the win. I see a 48-47 victory over Holly Holm. It could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised to see Holly Holm set up some punches, knock her out with a head kick. That's what I want to see happen, but I'm going to pick Miesha Tate over this one. Okay, now I'm going to go on to the next one, but I'm going to pause for a bit because I got something to do real quick. I know I said no cuts or anything, but hold on. And now we got Conor McGregor, the notorious one, versus Nate, the American Ninja Diaz. Even though I've never seen a ninja who don't kick, but no, I ain't hating or anything. I ain't hating Nate, but, you know, ninjas kick, and you don't kick, homie. Stockton would, but you don't kick. So, this fight is just so loaded with so much telenovela drama already. Let's start from day one. Originally, the card was supposed to be Rafael Dos Anjos defending his 155-pound title against the newly crowned 145-pound champion, Conor McGregor. That was the original fight. Conor McGregor trained for Dos Anjos. He had a full training camp. Came in peaking at this time, ready to go to war. Conor was going to win this fight. I have no doubt about that. Dos Anjos, styles-wise, is just a perfect for Conor McGregor's pickings. So this fight was Conor's, but that fight fell apart. RDA broke his foot, or as Conor says, he bruised his foot, and the fight didn't happen. So when the fight didn't happen, what happened? The UFC started getting a bunch of phone calls from different fighters, all the way back from BJ Penn to the Russian dude to Cowboy Cerrone, Anthony Pettis. These are all fighters that could have stepped in and fought Conor McGregor at 155 pounds. But they didn't take this fight. They went with Nate Diaz. Why? Because they said this was the money fight. This is the fight that all the fans wanted to see. I call bullshit. The reason they didn't go with the 155-pound fights is because what happens if Conor McGregor loses a fight at 155? He loses the title shot against Dos Anjos, and he loses credibility as the 145-pound world champion. So instead, they had him go up to 170 pounds. And remember, Nate Diaz claims that originally the fight was supposed to be at 155 and that they said no, while Conor McGregor is claiming that no, Nate Diaz couldn't make weight. They said, we gave you 155 and then we gave you 160. And then supposedly Conor McGregor claimed, to Dana White, no, I want him at 170 pounds. So that's what we had, the 170-pound fight. Diaz calls bullshit. Notorious calls bullshit. And we all know the UFC is actually full of bullshit now. So why did Nate Diaz get this fight? Well, first of all, he got it with 10 days notice. Out of all the other fighters, Nate Diaz was the one that wasn't training. He wasn't in any training camp at all. So he has a 10-day notice to fight Conor McGregor. Okay, 10 days. What can you do in 10 days to train? I'll tell you what, nothing. Why? Because you have 10 days to make weight. Nate's walking around about 185 pounds, maybe 190. He's a little chubby wubby right now. So he has to drop down to 170-pound fight. 170 pounds. 10 days. So that means what? He has no time to train. All he has to do is weight cut because the UFC is keeping him busy with media appearances. So he has the media that he has to do, and he has the weight cut. There's no time to sharpen your skills. There's no time to train. And what does Conor McGregor come in as? Conor McGregor comes in as a lefty. Okay, styles-wise, that's a nightmare for everybody else. But here's where I think that the UFC kind of fucked up and didn't think things through. Nate Diaz is also a lefty, just like Conor McGregor. So that cancels out that advantage that Conor McGregor had over all the midget fighters that he fought. You know, he dominated the midget division for a while. So now we have a guy who's also a lefty. So that means that Nate Diaz doesn't have to reach in the way all these other fighters did. When they reached in, that's when Conor McGregor set up his left punch. Conor McGregor does not get lucky. Conor McGregor is a master of making his opponents be where he wants them to be. His footwork is at another level. The last person I saw that was able to predict where a fighter was going to be and nail him there was Fedor Emelianenko. Different sizes, but their style is very, very similar as far as the way they set up their opponents. I call that right away. Conor McGregor is good, but I don't think he's going to be great. He has potential. Until he gets that ground game down, though, that's where he has a weakness. So here's where I think they fucked up again. Nate Diaz is a left-hand fighter. Conor McGregor is a left-handed fighter. Who is Nate Diaz's #1 training partner? Anybody? Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz is also what? A left-handed fighter. So Nate is more than comfortable being in there with a left-handed fighter at all times. Ever since he was a kid, he was getting punked. He was getting bullied by big bro Nick. So that's going to cancel out a lot of what the Conor McGregor expects to have, that advantage. Conor has the speed advantage, of course. Does that left-hand power, though, transfer over well to the 170-pound weight division? I've seen Nate be nailed, kicked in the face, just annihilated, and he takes these punches. He's so confident in his chin that his fighting stance is like this with his chin out. He has a bad habit, which is what Conor's going to capitalize on. He comes in there and it's always the same thing. Jab, jab, very wide looping left. Jab, jab, looping left. And if he catches you, it suddenly becomes this thing. which is what Conor McGregor is hoping he's going to capitalize on. He expects that when Nate comes over, he's going to get an under, uppercut. He's going to get an over with the left hand. He's going to be wide open to all the body shots, which he is. He's going to nail him with these things, but can he hurt Nate Diaz? I don't think he's going to hurt him. I think Nate's going to take it and brush it off. But again, let me clarify this. This is assuming that, and you guys are going to get mad about this, assuming that Nate Diaz did not take the payout. Because those Diaz boys, all they care about is this. They don't care about titles. They don't care about rankings. They care about a payday. That worries me. But I'm going to pretend like that's not going to happen and continue. Okay? Because if that happens, it's going to piss me off pretty bad. But that's the only reason I'm so confident that Nate can win this fight. I don't see it going any other way. That I'm not betting on this fight because of that. Because of the chance that this fight could be rigged. The UFC set up this fight to favor Conor McGregor in every which way, shape, or form. The only advantage Nate has is that size. But that size is going to transfer over. And it's going to give Conor McGregor a lot of trouble. I don't see Conor McGregor getting over that size. Nate Diaz is going to implement his size on him. He's going to make him carry him. If he's been training with Joe Schilling more, which hopefully he has, and he's sharpened his Muay Thai, and I don't mean kicks, I mean just defending low kicks and and being able to get in the clinch, I can see him taking it. Again, if he got these skills down. If not, Conor McGregor is going to be able to go in there and pick him apart. He's going to be able to leg kick him because Diaz brothers always do the same thing. They have that lead leg wide out. They almost put it there as a target, wanting people to go for a takedown. But people don't go for takedowns anymore. They kick them. They kick them. They kick them. They wear them down. Conor's going to try to do that. Hopefully, Nate learned after, 10 years finally, how to check a kick. Hopefully, Nate. Hopefully. So, how do I see the fight working its way out? I see it's going to start. Conor McGregor's been claiming that he's going to go in there hard. I'm going to go in there straight hard and take it to him. No, he's not. He's going to go in there and he's going to try to pick his shots. He's going to go in there dancing around, trying to get into Nate Diaz's head. And here's the thing. Conor McGregor always has the advantage psychologically. He always breaks down his opponents psychologically. He's not doing this with Nate Diaz. It's not working. Every time they try to put Nate in a situation and they ask him, so what do you see is going to happen on Saturday? How is this fight going to go? Nate doesn't respond. We'll see you Saturday how it goes. He's not giving up his game plan. He's not giving up anything. Conor McGregor shoots him up on the mic. He gives it right back. UFC never shows you the highlights, though. They don't show you when Nate responded. They just show you the Conor McGregor show. But he's had some response. And then yesterday, when notorious Conor McGregor made the mistake of slapping Nate Diaz's hand out of the way, you should have seen the look on McGregor's face when the entire scrap pack was up on stage, ready to take him out. All of a sudden, I saw confident Conor McGregor turn into that little pussy Irish boy that I suspect him actually being. So I think psychologically, Conor McGregor has been taken out of this one. He's going up there trying to boast, trying to pull out that fake persona, but it's not being authentic. I don't see it authentic this time. It's a little forced. I see the psychological edge going to Nate. And I know that's hard to say, though, but sometimes when you're not the brightest crayon up there, you really can't mess with somebody's head. There's really nothing in there to mess with. Remember that. And Conor McGregor picked the wrong guy to pick on. So, I know I'm rambling. It's 13 minutes. I want to keep it under 15. Final pick. I'm going to go with the upset. Again, I expect Conor McGregor to win because everything's been set up all the way through for Conor McGregor to win this fight. But I'm not going to go with them. I'm going to go with the upset. Nate Diaz is a lot more prepared than they believe he is. And Nate Diaz is going to go in there and get the TKO stoppage round number 4 against... TKO stoppage round number 4 or submission round number 3 against Conor McGregor. If it goes to points, I see it being the 3 rounds to 2 or 4 rounds to 1. Nate also... But of course, again, I do expect this to be the Conor McGregor show. I won't be surprised if everything went according to plan, the way they said for him. But as a fan, as a MMA analyst, I'm going to go with Nate Diaz getting the upset win over Conor McGregor by choking the 3rd or by TKO stoppage in the 4th. Let me know what you think. Hit me back up. Haters, Bring it on. I enjoy your comments the most. Except for you little Irish shits, but I still love you. Except for you, Oliver. Had to give you a shout out. Oliver, I gotta admit, he was the #1 Conor McGregor fan before all of you jumped on the Conor McGregor bandwagon. OJ Entertainment, Oliver did it first. So there's your shout out, you little shit. Anyways, get back at me.